houses around Devonport, they range from the 1860s through to the present time. The period like that covers quite a variety of many different type and style of house. Those early days workers, they had their cottages, and as we go down this little street here, you will see some of these original workers' cottages. Some of them, like many of the older houses you'll see, as we drive around Devonport, they have been quite nice to restore. Though in the street too, you will see some of the architecture that you will see on some of the Devonport homes. Now I am talking of decoration, like over the eaves on some houses here. Folk from many countries, they often associate decoration like this with metalwork, like cast aluminium or cast iron. But here in Devonport you'll find nearly always that the decoration is of wood or of woodwork. So you will see the wooden decoration, especially on houses built in the 20s and 30s after machinery had been introduced from North America. I'm told that over there that it is often known as gingerbread or Victoriana, but prior to the introduction of machinery. Occasion of age of house you'll see that agreement on Elliot there. Its origins go back to 1867. So as you travel about New Zealand, you will see, as you see here in Devonport, many houses built from wood or from timber. Simply because when Europeans first arrived here, 80% of this country was covered in forest. So it was quite a natural resource to use. And folk often comment on corrugated iron that they see on rooftops. Well, those early days where they used tile, it required the strengthening of the framework of the wooden house to hold the weight, and so the corrugated iron was introduced. It is still used. I have friends who are builders that comment that even now, that corrugated iron is still one of the most practical and economical roof materials for our conditions. Cars on the left here, these belong to local people. They do their shopping here. The supermarket is over there behind your left. Devonport's Main Street is Victoria Road at this next intersection here back in 1840. When they did, they occupied the area of parkland across the road over there. Were there until 1891. That year the Navy moved to other parts of Devonport. At that time they flew around the top part of the South Island too. They thrive on salt air. And so early summer those trees, they come out into a bright red flower behind us. There's a wharf where that clock tower is. A ferry service came to there from the other side of the harbour. Competition though from traders in that other part of Devonport that we have left behind us, it proved too much for these folk. So those earliest traders that were here, well, they have long gone. We look forward to the bus and these, see on our right is Torpedo Bay. It gets its name because in earlier days a torpedo boat was based there. It was the last line of defence against attack on or door on the harbour. And with the tide out on the bay, we see on the bottom of it, they're black, grey or brown rock. That is volcanic rock or lava. To north here, but before it, one more little detour, just to the end of the waterfront. There are a couple of houses down here I'd like to introduce to you. I hope that you enjoy them. So the big two-storied house on the left here, built in the 1890s, it is a good example of how they have used wood to decorate that. Some of the decoration was part of the house when it was originally built. So, to North Head. North Head looks over the entrance way to the harbour. All the ships that come or go from Auckland, they all pass here. So early days, if a ship were to attack Auckland, it would need to go by or go past this North Head to take guns to walk them down to use them. So North Head was very strategically placed over years for defence, and it was fortified. Fortified first of all in the late 1800s, for what in those years was known as the Russian invasion or the Russian scare. That was a big worry in this part of the world. Too many towns and ports throughout Australia and New Zealand fortified for that attack. No attack happened. It was later proven based on bad communications and on rumour. North Head was fortified again for World War I and then for World War II. Now the army left here in 1959, and at that time the guns were taken away and scrapped. Some guns, however, remain, and those that do, they are here for historical significance. Some of those are the fortifications of the late 1800s. I'll stop the bus. You can have a look at the views here. When you are ready, I will take you around this road on our right here to see a view from around the other side. When you back west too, though, you might want to... He's moving here. Fine. Restoring. Some of the larger houses here that were earlier divided, they have now gone back to single family dwellings. So there are many families living here. Quite a cosmopolitan population. Local folk enjoy a village-style atmosphere. So essentially Devonport is residential with many people living here, moving away from Devonport for the day to attend their place of work. Workplace might be other parts of the North Shore city, and that is the city this side of the harbour, of which Devonport is a suburb or part. Workplace might be other parts of the greater Auckland area, but of course those who do work in or near the central business district of Auckland, they can easily, if they wish to, commute by ferry. years ago. We still have active volcanoes in some other parts of the North Island.